Hello everyone, welcome to StoryZen. In today's story, we are going to discover 5 powerful lessons about managing money lessons that many schools never teach but are extremely important if you want to achieve financial success. As we follow Sam's journey, we will also learn a few new English words and see how they can be used in sentences. This way, you can improve your English while enjoying an inspiring story, so stay with us until the end. Once upon a time, in a lively little town, there lived a 27-year-old man named Sam. One afternoon, Sam was sitting by the roadside, deep in thought. For the past 5 years he had worked very hard, yet his life had not improved much. He kept asking himself, is there any way to escape poverty and build real wealth? Lost in these thoughts, Sam slowly walked through the town. Soon he passed by a large and beautiful mansion surrounded by tall iron gates. Something inside him pushed him to step inside the property, even though he didn't have permission. What Sam didn't know was that this small decision would lead him to a life-changing lesson about money. As he walked through the garden, he noticed an elderly man sitting calmly on a bench, holding a cup of coffee. This man was Mr. Hayes, the wealthy owner of the mansion. Although he was rich, he was known in the town as a kind and humble person. Sam approached him respectfully and said, "Sir, I'm sorry for entering without permission." Mr. Hayes looked at him with curiosity but welcomed him warmly. "It's all right," he said with a gentle smile. "Tell me, why have you come here?" Sam sat beside him and explained honestly, "Sir, I've been working for 5 years and earning a decent salary, but my life hasn't improved. I don't spend carelessly, yet I still can't seem to get ahead. Is there any way someone like me can become wealthy?" Mr. Hayes smiled kindly and replied, "Of course, Sam. Anyone can become wealthy, including you." Then he said, "Let me share 5 important principles about money lessons you probably won't learn in school. If you follow them carefully, you will slowly move toward financial success." Sam listened attentively as Mr. Hayes began explaining the first lesson. "The first rule," Mr. Hayes said, "is to spend less than you earn. If you cannot control your spending, the other lessons won't work." He continued, "For example, if you earn $5,000 a month, try to save at least $2,000. If you earn $3,000, save at least $1,000. Avoid spending more than you earn through loans, gambling, or unnecessary expenses. Even someone with a high salary can remain poor if they don't follow this rule." Sam nodded, carefully absorbing the advice. Mr. Hayes then took another sip of coffee and introduced the second lesson. "You must create an emergency fund," he said. "Life is unpredictable. One day your car might break down, the roof may need repair, or you could lose your job." He explained, "If you don't have savings for emergencies, you will be forced to borrow money or sell your belongings at a loss. An emergency fund acts like a safety net that protects you during difficult times." Sam appreciated this idea and nodded again. "Now let's talk about the third lesson, investing," Mr. Hayes continued. "People often think investing means stocks or businesses. But if you don't understand those things yet, the best investment you can make is in yourself." Sam looked curious and asked, "How can I do that, sir?" Mr. Hayes explained, "Whatever skill you have, whether it's carpentry, plumbing, sales, or customer service, focus on improving it. Learn where your boss gets supplies, understand how customers are served, and discover better ways to market your work." He added, "Use some of your savings to buy tools, attend training courses, or read useful books. The more valuable your skills become, the more valuable you become." Sam felt a spark of motivation as he listened. Mr. Hayes then moved on to the fourth lesson. "Once you improve your skills," he said, "your next goal is to increase your income. Maybe you will start your own small business, offer services independently, or take on more responsibilities." He continued, "When you are paid for the value you create instead of just the hours you work, your income can grow much faster." By now, the evening sky had begun to darken, but Sam was still eager to hear the final lesson. Mr. Hayes smiled and said, "The fifth and final lesson is to create passive income." He explained, "Once you have followed the first 4 steps, you will eventually have extra money. Instead of spending it, use it to make more money. You can invest in property, open a small rental business, buy shares, or start another income stream that earns money even when you are not working." Mr. Hayes looked at Sam and asked gently, "So, Sam, are you ready to follow these lessons?" Sam felt a new sense of excitement and hope. He replied, "Before today, I thought becoming rich was just about working hard and hoping for luck. But now I understand that there is a real strategy behind building wealth. He smiled gratefully and said, "Thank you, sir. Your advice has changed the way I think about money." Through Sam's story, we learned several important lessons about wealth, discipline, and financial wisdom. And while enjoying this story, we also practiced English by learning new words and expressions. Remember, learning English becomes much easier and more enjoyable when you practice regularly through stories. If you enjoyed this story from StoryZen, don't forget to like, comment, and share how this story helped you learn something new. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next StoryZen story, where we'll continue learning, growing, and improving together.